Hi children, socio-religious reformers. Sri Narayana Guru, he is a socio-religious reformer who hailed from Kerala. He hailed from the south. See, these reformers, socio-religious reformers, usually they see what others cannot see. They see the future. They can very well analyze and tell what is it that future requires. What would be the future communion? How should this world grow into a family? So, from the viewpoint of customs, traditions, and philosophy, they get us the cream. They study all the religious texts. They go into the human personality in detail, and ultimately they analyze and tell what is it that man has to adopt to get the best. To become a good human being, what is the path you should follow? Okay, we will discuss about Sri Narayana Guru today, who made an immense contribution to the philosophy of the societal behavior. India has given birth to lots of reformers, hundreds of reformers, and some of these stand quite prominent. Sri Narayana Guru started Reformation movement in 1903. So we had entered 20th century by then. The various independence struggles have started in different parts of India. It aimed at the strengthening of the backward and exploited communities. Strengthening the backward communities. Backward communities were very poor. They had not been given access to education. Only the upper caste, they had access to education. Backward castes, they did not have schools open to them. There is a lot of difference between the current India, present India, and India of 1903 or 1910s and 1920s, the early part of the 20th century. Lot of water has flowed in the Ganges. That means lot many changes have taken place. The communities which are considered to be having a low esteem in the society, they were all backward communities. Many of these were untouchables. Tribes, castes, groups, they had been kept away from the society. People of the upper caste, they were not permitting them to mingle with them. So that was a bane in the society which had to be fought. And Sri Narayana Guru almost was determined to fight against the caste system, which built walls among the people of the society. These walls have to be demolished. All the people should come under one shelter. One world, one humanity, one religion, one philosophy. That is what Narayana Guru stressed. The caste differences were too much in Kerala. Here this should be TOO, not TW. Please correct yourselves. Too much in Kerala. Some of the upper castes, they never gave the right place to the lower caste. People of the upper caste, say priests, archaks, when they came by a pathway, the untouchables and people of the lower caste had to immediately clear out. They had to jump out of the road or that pathway, stay at a distance, and can once again come back only after that higher caste individual has had moved. The upper caste were not permitting these lower communities to use their wealth. So there was no mingling of people of lower caste and upper caste. So you found an extreme situation in Kerala at that time. That's how you say, even today, this fight is on and on and on. All political parties, they are based on discussions on caste. And elections are fought on the basis of that. And communism too has been able to take a good footstep there in Kerala because of the differences from the viewpoint of caste differences. He tried to ward off caste differences in the society. That was his prime goal. Remember, children, even while writing the exam, remember, he tried to ward off caste differences in the society. He set aside his entire life, his service for that. He advocated, very important slogan, his slogan, one caste. We will not have a multitude of castes. One caste, one religion, one God. Polytheism was not entertained. He did not entertain. He said, you may worship the God by different names, but ultimately remember, they are all manifestations of one God. There is only one God. Let's say Jesus or Allah or Vishnu or Shiva, they are all manifestations of one God. The day you understand that and realize that, the world gets transformed. One caste, one religion, one God. The Dalits, today you can't use this word, but we are discussing about the early part of 20th century. Today Dalit has become unparliamentary now. You have to use scheduled castes or scheduled tribes. Those are the words, legal words that are permitted to be used by the constitution now. Parliament too has drawn a resolution to that in that regard. Harijan, Girijan, Dalit, these are all words which you should not use. Only from historical point of view we use here. The Dalits, you can say they are the have-nots belonging to lower caste. They are people who are in extreme poverty. They are not given their rights. Their life is miserable. They don't have a real cultural background. Upper caste people should have lifted them up. That was not done. So people like Sri Narayana Guru had to take up the responsibility and put the needed efforts to bring about a total change. The Dalits had to live without basic human rights. What are basic human rights? You have every right to get the basic necessities of life. Food, clothing and shelter. You can take up a profession and do your work. You can mingle with the rest. You can't be limited to a particular part. You can't go away from this area. You are contained. You can't contain people. Everyone enjoys the same basic rights. They cannot be different from person to person. The Dalits had to live without basic human rights. So Sri Narayan Guru fought for their rights. He raised a bogey calling for the humanity to undergo a change wherein the Dalits are given their right place. They were barred from using tanks, village tanks, village wells, they cannot use. They have to take water from the river or some pond, dirty pond. The tank, temple tank, if it is there, it is meant only for people from upper caste. Roads, they are only for upper caste. Only when they are not traversing, they can go. The moment somebody is seen there, upper caste person, they should jump off the road. Wait there for that person to cross. They should stand there with their head bowed down. The Dalit women, they cannot wear clothes as upper caste women. They can only have one piece of cloth on their body. Men, they can't have upper garments. They can have something to get bound around their waist. That's all. See, what a wretched life they led. They were barred from using tanks and roads used by higher communities. They had to walk barefoot. People of lower caste, they cannot wear chappals. They cannot wear any footwear. They cannot put on any footwear. They have to walk barefoot. What does it mean? What does it mean? Why this punishment for them? Sri Narayan Guru started Dharma Paripalana Yoga movement. So he started a movement. What was it called as? Dharma Paripalana. Adharma should go. The evil should go. Dharma should prevail. Dharma is the language of the gods. Dharma. We human beings, we do not have right to deviate from Dharma. Dharma Paripalana, it has to be practiced. Dharma Paripalana, Yoga movement. It's a yoga movement. It has a purpose. It has a goal. It's an objective. It is as important as worshipping the God. Worshipping the lower class caste people, bringing them to a higher status in life itself is the worship of the Almighty. He declared that education is the only path to achieve equality. So what is the way out? Yes, everything said and gone is not going to bring about any change. You have to take up some action. You have to act. Karma. By way of action, you have to bring about the change. It's not possible just by telling people, we are all one, we are all one. You do what's required. What's that? Education for all. Compulsory. Today we have compulsory universal education. Why has our constitution adopted that? We want all the 138 crore people of India to enjoy freedom. To enjoy it, they need education. The inferiority complex should go. So he declared education is the only path to achieve equality. Provide education to all. He built temples for the backward communities because upper communities, higher communities were not permitting these low caste to enter those temples. They had to stand outside. They cannot come inside at all. They cannot enter the prangana part. They have to stay outside. Absolutely out of the temple premises. So Narayana Guru decided, let me build temples for people of the lower caste, wherein they are free to go touch the idol and worship, do puja. So everywhere in Kerala, temples started springing up only for people of the lower caste. His Vaikom Satyagraha movement is famous in this regard. What's Vaikom movement? Vaikom is entry for people of lower caste into temples. That required lot of time later on. It did not happen easily because there was a lot of antipathy and revolt from the upper caste. They did not allow lower caste people to enter. Even today in some temples they don't enter. So constitutional amendment, everything, and government had to take keen interest in that and act, and legal measures were required. In case anyone obstructs, they will have the jail sentence. With all that, on one side conviction, on the other side a little bit of force. You make them accept, convince them, conviction. On the other side, a legal threat. So both have to go hand in hand. So that was what was done. Today, almost most of the temples in the country, they have kept their doors open for all the people, whoever they be. They are not questioned. His Vaikom Satyagraha movement, you have to remember this. Vaikom movement, Vaikom Satyagraha movement, he started it in 1924. He is famous in this regard. Gandhiji too participated in it. Gandhiji participated. Gandhiji gave all out support to Sri Narayana Guru in this movement. And Periyar, about whom we will be studying next, Periyar is from Tamil Nadu. He too supported, E.V. Ramaswamy Naikar, he too supported this movement. So that was Sri Narayana Guru. Again, no doubt, we should all understand there was a great social reformer from Kerala, and he did lot of work even in the coastal areas of Karnataka, especially Mangalore, Udupi, Kundapur. In that area too, you find Sri Narayana Guru's associations and temples all through the coastal area. They were all started by Sri Narayana Guru. Thank you.